Hello everybody. Welcome to the Singapore Toy Game and Art Dimension 2010. This panel is What's New and Upcoming in DC. My name is Terence Chua, I'm the moderator for today, and my guests are Gil Simone and Ivan Brandon. Okay, let's start this off by basically letting our panelists kind of introduce themselves. I mean, generally, you guys probably know what they're doing anyway, but let's just run through them for the sake of people who don't know what they're doing and for the sake of filling up time because we have an hour to do this. Okay, so Gail.
Thank you, Terence, for moderating this for us.
Well, tell us about yourself. Okay, I know you. I've known you for actually much longer than we've actually met because I used to read your postings on Newstab and as well as your story. So you started out there and you created Women in Refrigerators, and from there on you started getting right engaged with DC.
Right, there's a couple things in between. Yeah, you're basically right. I started with a silly column online called Home Story, and then I wrote a lot of issues for Bongo Comics doing Simpsons comics. And I created our own series with Leah Hernandez called Killer Princesses, Deadpool for Marvel, and Birds of Prey, the first run for DC. And I've done Action Comics, Wonder Woman. Now I'm doing Secret Six and the relaunch of Birds of Prey. I also have a creator-owned series called Welcome to Tranquility. I co-wrote the screenplay for the Wonder Woman animated film. Wrote an episode of Brave and the Bold, and which I think it seems to be someone said it's shown in Singapore. I'm not sure if it has the complete episode. It hasn't shown in the States yet, but it's scheduled to should be shown here shortly. And the JLU episode as well. And I don't know. I've done various other things here and there. What am I forgetting? Yeah, I did. When they were having the anniversary for Tomb Raider, I did Teen Raider, which was a 12-year-old Lara Croft in boarding school, which was really fun. I've done fun projects like a manga-style interpretation of the Avril Lavigne song Girlfriend. Yeah, I was trying to. Was this girlfriend or boyfriend? I'm sorry. Jet lag. I'm going to blame it on that. Not bad memory. And just a lot of fun projects, little charity things here and there, and that kind of stuff.
Ivan?
I'm Brandon. I started out doing work for hire projects for an animated series that is still yet to come out, actually, 10 years ago, called Gene Fusion. Working on a series called Gangs of Chinatown. I wrote a prequel to the third Terminator movie, which was myself and the amazing Goran Parlov of Punisher fame. And from then went on to launch a few creator-owned series. I'm going to forget some, but MLC Meg. Cross Bronx. I created the 24/7 series, which actually featured a bunch of the creators who are here today: Fraction, CB, Sunny Liu, Eston Ribich, Alex Malev. I would guess from the Cross Bronx when I started getting attention from Marvel and DC, and that led to. I think I'm the only guy to have worked on both. Worked with both the Secret Invasion and Final Crisis simultaneously, which was very strange. But I did, and I'm still surviving this. Here to tell about it.
As long as you don't get too confused.
Yeah, there was a lot to follow. Anyway, from there to the most recent stuff, I just did a run on Streets of Gotham, a series, the Final Crisis thing led to a series called Nemesis, which Gail has also worked with. thing I can talk about that is a current thing is I'm writing Doc Savage. That's amazing amount of fun. It's one of the oldest pulp characters. A lot of people have said it's sort of the spiritual ancestor of Superman, Batman, all of the classic comic icons. So that is a great amount of fun. Co-plotting that with Brian Azzarello, and the artist is Nick Klein, who is the artist on my creator-owned series Viking, which I forgot to mention a second ago. And I wish I had been able to tell that slightly less boringly. But that's where I am.
Is Doc Savage going to be a regular gig, or is it just this current arc?
No comment.
I want to read it.
Yeah.
There are 7 issues that are there are 7 official issues for sure, and then we'll see. But it's an extremely fun book to write. The 9th issue just came out yesterday, I think, and I just proved the 10th issue and the 11th issue, and the last solicited issue with my name on it is issue 12. So
Okay, now, so since this is about upcoming events at DC, one of the things that I noticed is that Dan usually plays his cards very close to the chest, like except when he doesn't have bloods or stuff, and everybody looks like he's revealed the secret for the coup or something. Now, so what's coming up in DC that you know about and you can actually talk about?
Okay, when I saw the title of this panel, I freaked out because I was like, I was just in a meeting in New York and I'm still not exactly sure. But I emailed several people at DC, and the people who were awake were kind enough to answer. So I have a couple interesting things to talk about. Brian Miller, who writes Batgirl, which how many people are reading Batgirl? Yeah, it's an awesome book. If you're not reading it, I really encourage you to give it a try. It's really fun. He says he's building up her own rogue gallery with technology-based villains, which sounds very cool to me. And that he has an upcoming issue with Clarion the Witch Boy for the Valentine's Day issue, which sounds fun. And then something about a Blue Beetle team up later in the year, which that's always good. And then Ben Abernathy, who is heading up the digital DC stuff and the DC Online. And so we're pretty excited about that. It looks amazing. I can't give away, too many spoilers or anything. But how many people like to play the role-playing games online? How many people have been doing that? So yeah, it's going to be really fun. We're looking forward to it. We have very cool artists working on it. Howard Porter, Adriana Melo, Mike Miller, and a bunch more. So that's going to be a lot of fun. And has anybody been downloading any of the digital DC stuff? Nope. Well, maybe, I don't know. Is it available here?
No, the DC store is available here
Okay.
for the iPad. I don't think that many people actually do the digital download stuff.
Okay.
Because, I don't know, how many people actually have the iPad here? And how many people actually use the comic things? And you actually buy them?
just not for DC comics.
We're just talking about DC, right? You just buy stuff. We won't talk about the stuff.
No, anyway, I think that they're doing a great job with them. The comics are looking great that are coming out on that, so I'm pretty excited about it. And then Dan sent an email titled Cryptic Notes of Mystery. And so he says,
That's what all his emails are titled about.
And if they're not titled that, we think that's what they are anyway by the time we read them. He says, the War of Green Lanterns is coming up in the Green Lantern books. And we've got the Reign of Doomsday across several titles, starting with the Steel one-shot. And then Flashpoint's coming out in next summer, and it's going to be amazing. We talked a lot about that at the meeting in New York this year, and a lot of cool stuff that I'm sorry I can't say too much about is coming. It's a great story, and then things that are coming out from that when it's over are amazing, and so I'm very excited about next year for the DCU. And then, of course, we have Death of Oracle storyline going on right now, and thank you. And we have a Huntress, Birds of Prey, which, you know, Kevin's not exactly the same dude he was on their first date, so this is going to be, well, I think fur might fly a little bit. And Catman's also going to appear in a Red Robin issue, which is going to be really, really fun. And we're bringing Secret Six a little more to the forefront in the DCU. We have a crossover with Action Comics with Paul Cornell, which is coming out really awesome. I love Paul, and it's been really fun to work with him. And we have an upcoming Doom Patrol crossover as well. So Doom Patrol are back to get the Secret Six back for last time. And I get to work with Keith Giffen this time, so I'm really excited. I am a huge fan of his. He's a man of a million ideas, and it's just a lot of big fun in that storyline.
Ivan, could you tell us a bit about what's going on for you in terms of what projects?
Not much. However, what I can say, Gail had, I think, probably most of the scoop in terms of what we are able to say. But what I will add is that there is definitely in 2011 there are some really cool. The First Wave universe, which is where my Doc Savage book lives. There's a lot of cool stuff that hasn't been announced yet. Going forward, some of it that can be guessed and has been guessed, maybe. But 2011 should be really, really cool. I think probably starting summerish. Really cool escalation of the First Wave universe. I'm really excited. I've been working, though I just started doing the last few issues of Doc Savage, I've been working with that team for over a year now. So there's a lot of stuff in the pipe that you know, one of the projects is literally, as a creator, it's the most exciting thing I could think of to work on. It's just kind of a dream project. So that was really cryptic, but I hope you excited. When you finally hear about it, you'll remember that I was really excited and then pick it up. But no, really, really super cool stuff. I think the world that we've put together allows a lot of freedom for just some cool, you know, not self-contained because there's its own continuity now, but we don't have to deal with, for example, there's a Batman in that universe, but he's a younger, sort of the equivalent of Batman Year One, let's say, and that kind of thing, and dealing with that character in that era versus, you know, after 800 issues or, you know, or thousands of issues, I guess, at this point. It's a really unique take on that character. The world in general, it's a really interesting place to work in. It's this weird sort of retro-futuristic. We've sort of taken all the elements that we want from any particular era. So you have, it's technically 2010, but there are Zeppelins flying over the sky and old-fashioned cars. And they're basically the great pulp elements that we brought in for the sake of the aesthetic and for the sake of, also for the sake of building a certain type of character. We wanted Doc to be, for example, to be this very sort of classic, you know, 30s, 40s, 50s style pulp action hero. So anyway, it should be a really, really interesting year for the First Wave universe, but I can't tell you why.
Maybe let's steer this conversation a bit more working in these kinds of shared universes, where nowadays both DC and Marvel are going into the mega event. Every year, like some of our cluster, they have crossover, they have a big event, they have spread across several titles. Now, when you're dealing with mega events, I mean, especially since I know you both go Secret Invasion as well as Final Crisis, I can imagine there's a lot less flexibility in terms of where you can go. So, yeah.
No, I was going to say, I mean, there's a fair bit of flexibility creatively. There are logistical issues to, you know, in Secret Invasion, for example, you have this giant set-piece battle taking place in the middle of Times Square. And so I might decide that I need a character here, but this character happens to be in this other book doing something else at that moment. And so you know, that kind of stuff, just questions of practicality. But for the most part, I've been actually very happy, you know, even in that context, which I actually assumed going into the events that they would be very claustrophobic